Why do you walk?
I walk because they deserve to have summers where they can go and not have to worry about cancer.
I walk for the children and the families. These are people facing incredible challenge with such resilience and such power. So to help is very important.
I walk to see the joy on the children's faces, to see their smiles, to hear the laughter.
I walk for the kids. I love being able to give them so many opportunities and experiences that they normally would not be able to get.
I walk not just for my daughter, but for all the kids who have been affected by cancer. We can't let cancer overrun them. They have to overrun cancer.
Good morning and welcome to SunriseWALKS Pearl River 2020 virtual celebration. My name is Aileen Hoffman and I am the Vice President of the SunriseWALKS National Campaign. And we are so excited you've tuned in today for this unique celebration. While COVID-19 has caused the format of our walk to change, the reasons we walk, some of which you just heard, remain the same. We walk to make a difference, one step at a time. COVID-19 has caused the Sunrise Association to adapt our services in a number of ways. But as the pandemic has wreaked havoc on all of our lives, pediatric cancer has not stopped wreaking havoc on the lives of hundreds of families. That is why our campers and their families need Sunrise now more than ever. And we need your help now more than ever. In this program, we're going to share with you some of the magic of Sunrise and SunriseWALKS. We're going to share the incredible story of one of our campers and the impact Sunrise has had on her life. We're going to show you a bit of the incredible camp experience Sunrise brought to over 1,000 kids this summer virtually in the face of COVID-19. We're going to celebrate all of you who have so generously helped give childhood back to children with cancer and their siblings. And ask those of you who are considering giving to help us bring the magic back to our children. And finally, with the help of a very special celebrity friend, at the end of this short program, we're going to ask you to take a walk in your own community in honor of our Sunrise campers. So to kick off our virtual celebration, here is our President and CEO, Arnie Preminger, along with some of our walk friends and guests to tell you about the Sunrise Association and SunriseWALKS.
Sunrise Association began in 2006 as one summer camp. Actually, it's the first and only summer day camp in the world for children with cancer and their siblings that was offered for free. And today we boast 8 summer camps, 5 in the United States and 3 in the state of Israel. Sunrise at this point services close to 2,000 children a year in our summer camps and another 5,000 children in our hospitals.
Sunrise gives these kids their childhood back. So many of these kids are in the hospital all the time, and if they're not sick, their siblings are with them in the hospital. This is the one place where they can go every summer and just be treated like they're kids and get to do all the activities that kids who aren't sick get to do. They get to do arts and crafts, they get to play sports, they get to just have fun, they get to go swimming. And if Sunrise didn't exist, most of these kids wouldn't be able to do that.
You step onto camp and it's just happy. And you wouldn't expect that. I know people that are working here have a smile on their faces. All of the kids are just so happy to be here. The energy just lifts you.
To quote one of our campers, Sunrise is paradise. And that just says it all. Sunrise is so important to these kids, whether they are the child with cancer or their sibling. It gives them a place where they can be themselves, they can lean on each other. It's just the community that is always going to bond them no matter where they are.
So we started our first Sunrise Walk in 2006 before camp had even started. And it was not only an incredible fundraiser, but it was a wonderful way of bringing community together. And in every one of our walks, hundreds and if not thousands of people gather together. Families who attend camp meet families who support camp, where you really see what it looks like when we say it takes a village to raise a child.
It is a community-wide event. It is one of the only times that we have our campers, our donors, our staff, and the community as a whole all together.
Sunrise Walks Pearl River is such a cool event, which is always really fun. There are booths, there are games to play, there's food, there's usually music and a band.
There were children interacting with each other who have not seen each other since camp, and just the love and the joy was just beautiful.
I know that many of you are disappointed that we're not walking together at our campgrounds this year, as am I, but our kids need us more than ever. The hand washing, the social distancing, the mask wearing. When our kids are in chemotherapy, this is their everyday life. And the best response that we can give is the same response that they do, which is to carry on, to push through, and to make this walk the best walk that we've ever had. The fact that we are not together physically doesn't mean that we're not together. We're walking for the same things that we walked for last year, and we need to succeed on behalf of these kids because they need us more now than ever before.
Now that you've heard a little bit about the magic of Sunrise and Sunrise Walks, I'd like to introduce some special guests, Sophia and Wendy Behrens. Sophia is one of our amazing campers, and with her mom, Wendy, you're about to hear their incredible story, from cancer diagnosis to treatment and to how Sunrise brought magic to her summers. So here's Sophia and Wendy.
Hi, I'm Sophia. I'm 5 years old. And I'm the Sunrise Day Camp Ambassador.
Hi, I'm Wendy Behrens, and we are the 2020 Pearl River Sunrise Walks Ambassadors. Sophia was just so full of life. She was just a ball of sunshine, like so much fun. She was a fun little girl. You know, like a normal 2-year-old. September 30th, 2017. That's the day of her diagnosis. It was a beautiful day, just like today too, actually. We went to ballet. When we were coming back from ballet, I noticed she had the little red dots on her face, which I later found out were petechiae. When we took her out to the sun, we noticed that the red dots were just everywhere now. They were spreading. I made an appointment with her doctor, started examining her, and she's like, we need to get her undressed right now. All of us 3 undressed her, and the red dots were just all over her body. The doctor said, I'm gonna run some quick blood work, 15 minutes, and I'll be right back. I said, all right, cool. I waited, we waited, 15 minutes, felt like forever, like it really did. The doctor came in, and she's like, you know, we're sorry to tell you, but Sophia has leukemia. I was like, what? I don't think anything prepares you to hear that. I remember going out to the hallway and just crying. I literally just sat there and I cried in the hallway. We got her to the hospital. 3 hours later, they came back. I remember when they put her IV, she fought. My daughter fought. She had to be restrained by like 5 adults, where the doctor was like, you know, yeah, your daughter in fact has leukemia. Couple more hours, you know, she could have died. Like she would have gone into organ failure. That's how close she was to organ failure and partially, you know, not being here anymore. I remember going to sleep that night, and then I'm like, I'm gonna wake up and it's gonna be a bad dream. You know, I remember praying to God, oh my God. I'm like, it took me this long to finally get my daughter. I'm like, you can't possibly want to take her away from me. You know, so it was dark. You know, my husband and I, we were like, we're going to just take it day by day. And depending on what the doctors say, you know, it'll be okay. So we just held on tight. Even when she felt her worst, no matter what the time, whatever was going on, she always said, "I'm fine." That's where we adapted the song. Her fight song was Get Back Up Again by Anna Kendrick from the Trolls soundtrack. During treatment, they would have Sunrise on Wheels.
When I first met Sophia, she was inpatient at Hackensack. She wasn't feeling well. You could tell that she's been laying and not really doing much.
Olivia came and, she explained to us about Sunrise.
And when I walked in with all this stuff, all these games and arts and crafts, she immediately jumped up and she was so excited to finally be able to do something that wasn't hospital related.
She made Sophia feel comfortable from day one that they met. Olivia would always do crafts with her, play with her, and she mentioned the camp and we were like, okay.
I told her that it was so important for her to come to Sunrise because she would leave all that in the past for at least one day.
I was nervous, because she was with me 24/7 for treatment for so long that I was scared too. I'm not gonna lie, I was super scared.
I was excited to go to camp for the first time.
She came back that day and she goes, "Oh my God, Mommy, camp was so much fun. I did this and that." Did you like camp? Yes or no?
Yes.
Do you want to go back?
Yeah.
When do you want to go back?
Saturday.
They're closed Saturdays, silly. My daughter doesn't gravitate to just anybody. She has to have that connection. And she must have made that connection with Sophie because Sophie is all we heard about.
I just instantly connected with Sophia. Her energy was just always so positive, and we just became really close.
She was nice and took care of me at camp.
I can't say her name or think of her without grinning nonstop. She's the most wonderful little girl ever, and I think about her every day through the entire year.
Yeah, in the hospital you have playtime and you have arts and crafts, but you're still in a hospital setting. When you come to camp, you get away from that setting. You get to be with other kids your age. You get to see everybody and socialize. In the hospital, you don't make those connections that you do while you're at camp, and you blossom at camp. The night before September 30th, I wasn't a cancer parent. But then after that, I became a cancer parent. And I saw what Sunrise did for my child. And I would want every child that's going through treatment or after treatment to get to experience what she's experienced. They should have a happy place. And Sunrise is a happy place, not just for her, but for many others. To those who have supported Sunrise, I want to say thank you. You've impacted our lives, not just our lives, but everybody's lives. Every kid who comes to camp, every camp counselor, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
My treatment's done. This course is run, and I am on my way. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Do it hard.
Super hard. Super hard.
Wow, thank you Sophia and Wendy for sharing that incredible story. Sophia is one of thousands of campers who have been impacted by Sunrise. And this past summer, Sunrise served over 1,000 campers virtually in the face of COVID-19. Here to tell you a little bit more about the amazing virtual camp that Sunrise provided is some of our friends from Sunrise Day Camp Pearl River.
That first day when I saw all those campers sign on, it felt like I was at camp.
Honestly, it was amazing. We had so much fun on Zoom every day.
Every time the box came, she's like, "Oh my God, my camp in the box." It was the best thing ever.
I really liked opening camp in a box.
The commitment that Sunrise has to these kids was not going to falter. And so we pivoted immediately. We needed to find some way to engage them that was meaningful and that would excite them. And so through a combination of what we called Camp in a Box, where every week, every camper received a box filled with activities that they could do for the entire week. recorded programming that the children could watch at their leisure, and live programming via Zoom. We engaged about 1,750 kids directly this summer. It was an amazing, amazing pivot.
Thinking how are people going to connect being on screen was something that we just couldn't comprehend, or at least I couldn't comprehend that. But once we got into, after the first week, it was like people were together.
And I watched a wonderful physical fitness class, and it was absolutely delightful. Every kid was involved, and they were so excited and enthusiastic. And of course, I spend a lot of time crying, so I was crying during camp.
To get me through the whole change and going from physical to virtual, I kind of had like a little silver linings book. And there were so many silver linings. We had campers that had moved out of the area that were on screen. We had campers that were doing infusions that were being on screen during sessions while they were having an infusion, or from their hospital bed.
I was amazed with how supportive my campers were with each other. I had campers going through chemo, and they would share how they were not feeling their best about themselves, and the other campers were immediate to support them and show their love.
I know we were all in front of a screen. I couldn't hug any of my campers, but by the end of the summer, I felt like I was with them every single day.
I got to see all my little kids. We would have social lunch and play with the things that they got every week, and they loved it so much more. It worked out so well.
This summer was a summer like never before, and it wasn't just the fact that we were shooting virtually and creating virtual content, but it was also the way that our staff from all 5 American camps came together and worked as one team to create this virtual wonder world for our kids. Instead of summer 2020 being a time that we closed down, in many ways it was our finest moment.
Sunrise was able to provide that amazing virtual camp experience because of the generosity of people like you. Although we hope to be back in person with our campers for summer 2021, Sunrise will continue to offer services virtually. Your support is what makes that possible. So get your Sunrise swag on. But before we do, we have one final message from many of the friends you've met in today's virtual celebration.
I really want to go back to Sunrise.
It is crucial that we raise funds so we can always have a place for these children.
Whatever the gift is will be so appreciated and so well used. This is an important time for Sunrise. In order to be able to do a really fabulous job next summer, we need your help now.
Offering your time and your energies to make this walk successful, you are doing far more than just raising funds. You are raising hope. You are keeping an important and necessary part of these kids' lives stable and moving forward. And you are making it possible for them to continue to believe in miracles, because that's what you bring to them.
Walk to make a difference.
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 One step at a time.
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 Walk to make a difference, one step at a time. We walk today because our very special campers and their families need us now more than ever. Now, before we go outside and walk in our own communities, we have a very special message from one of our good friends. Here is Ray Romano.
Hey, Ray Romano here, and I'm getting ready for the Sunrise Walk. I'm a little older than some of those Sunrise counselors, so I got to stretch it out a little bit. So if you will bear with me, I know I got to do this because this guy always gives me trouble. And then I got to do the other one. And then I got to do a knee bend. And then I got to take a breath and try to get up. There you go. And then I'm going to do just 2 quick things. roller things. Yeah. When you get older, you're gonna make noises like that. Don't worry, they're fun. All right, we're gonna stretch the back once. Just let it sit and come up. I won't do all of them. I usually do about 10, and then I take a nap before I go on my little walk. All right, and I'm gonna lace up. We're gonna get ready for the walk. All right, I'm almost ready to get out there and walk. The people at Sunrise are gonna do everything they can to bring the magic of Sunrise to all their families. Let's get out there. Let's all walk and help the kids with cancer. Make a donation if you can, and let's make a difference for everybody.
Thank you to everyone who's made Sunrise Walks Pearl River 2020 possible. To all of our chairs, sponsors, volunteers, donors, and supporters. Thank you for helping bring the joys of childhood back to children with cancer. And I hope you'll join me to go for a walk.
Come walk with us.
Sunrise Walks 2020.
Woo!
We walk so they can soar.
We walk so they can soar.
Happy Walk Day from the Sunrise Pearl River staff team. We walk so they can soar.
We walk so they can soar. Woo!
Walking on sunshine. Whoa! And don't feel good. Happy Walk Day. I'm so excited to walk because every kid deserves a great summer. I walk so they can soar.